Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Here's how you play the solo variant of Apothecary. You're going to have the board set up through here. You're going to put face up on each of the corners, and then you'll fill in the rest like a checkerboard, exactly as seen here. And then you'll put 2 in each on the outside and 2 on each on the on this side, and then the market will be set up like normal. The only change to the market is it will cost you 3 of a type instead of 2, but you'll notice that when you put these out, it would have been nice if you could have flipped these over and it would have been 3 for the solo game. There's not. So instead of 2 yellow, it'll be 3. That's going to be exactly the same. You're going to start off with 1 random Apothecary that you can have and you can utilize. The solo game is going to play just like the multiplayer game with a couple changes. First of all, you cannot take the restock action. What is out is out. This is the game that you're playing with. No other tiles will be utilized during the placement of the game. The other rule, hiring is 3, which I've said already for the market, instead of 2. You can also take the same action more than once in a turn. So if I want to flip something over, I can flip another one over also. The big change is going to be this board and what you're trying to do. So after you take your 2 actions, so let's go ahead and take 2 possible actions. Let's say that I want my first action, I want to flip this over. I would then take a red gem, and that will be my first action. On my second action, because remember I can do the same action twice, I will take a yellow one and get a yellow gem, and now I have a red and a yellow gem. So at the end of my turn, what I'll do after taking my 2 actions, I will choose somewhere I want a tile to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I choose a tile, I want to put one here, I would count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the outside, row 2, and I would put this face down, pointing towards me, showcasing that this came off of the board. If at any point I'm unable to place one of these tiles, then the game would end and I would just either lose or add up my score. So on my turn, maybe I would flip this over and I would gain a yellow 1. Once again, I can always take an action to choose to buy more Apothecaries if I so choose. And here I would get another one and I would get another gem. So now I'd have 3 yellow and 1 red. But as you can see, I have a row of 3. So what I'll do is I'll pick these up and put them on one of those. I could have done any of these that I wanted to, just depending on the way the game scored. I'm going to do it, let's say here. And this will just count as 1 potion that I have. And I chose this one merely because I already had that out. So that made sense to kind of leave that one where it's at. I would then flip over one of my Apothecaries, signalizing that that had been done. Then if I satisfy an Apothecary, I would gain 1 point for each face-up potion in the market of the match's color. And I can use any method I want to keep track of victory points. There's no way included to keep track of the victory points. And I would keep doing this until I can't put one of these potions out, and then I'm stuck. The game would end, and I would score up. There is a nice little chart that's included in the rule book to tell you how many points you get and know if you're good. So you can all the way up to the Legend of Apothecary or an Expert or Adept. Whatever you do, that'll be the scoring that you would have there. So this is the solo variant. It is a pretty nice little solo variant that you can utilize with the game. It's a puzzle. Now, because these are kind of put out the way they are, and they're randomly set out there, you might not be able to get all of the matches. So it might puzzle you in where you can't go any further.
Apothecary, the Secret Potion Society, has a solo variant, which I've shown you how to play. Now, what do I think about it? I think it works as a solo experience, but it works a lot more like the card game Solitaire, where, sure, you can beat it. Sometimes the placement of the tiles and what you're bringing out that are face down, I don't know if it leads you to a position where you can figure out the puzzle every single time. I think that you will lose. If you're smarter than me and beat it every time, so be it. I didn't have that experience, but sometimes just the placement of things can beat you. Otherwise, you're just trying to get that better score. Think of Solitaire, but with this game. I don't know that I would purchase this just for the solo experience, although I had a very good time with it. I actually liked it, but once I started seeing the matrix of it, I started seeing that maybe sometimes I can't win, even if I make good decisions, because the board is just set up against me. I didn't like that as much. And maybe you're smarter than me and you're like, hey, that would never happen. I can defeat this 100% of the time. Great. I couldn't, and I was left with that feeling that it wasn't me. It was the board. I don't know if I like that or not. But there are some strategic decisions to make in the game about like where you combine the three. Now they're going to stay on the board in this game. So they'll just be stacked up, and now you have a yellow blocking that position until you can move it around. So it's kind of a little puzzle with spatial intelligence on here. Very neat. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you're at a gaming conference, check this one out for the solo. If you want like a puzzle solo game that's not pandemic, this might be one to look at. Try this one out before you purchase it. If it sounds like something you would just like, I feel like maybe it's done on a computer also. But if you want a board game format of it, this is one you should check out. This is Apothecary Solo. I'm going to give it a tepid recommendation based on it. Now, if you like this puzzle type format, it sounds, after watching it, it sounds like something you really like, then that will go up. Didn't fit my needs, but definitely could fit yours. For me, it's going to be a Purge for the solo, but I think this might hit the spot for quite a few gamers. It's kind of weird to have that abstract in a solo experience. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.